What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to your old lady's favorite YouTube channel. I hope everybody had a happy holidays, a very Merry Christmas yesterday. We took off for the first time, I think, since June, but we're back today, of course, celebrating Juventus's future transfer market. Hopefully there'll be something to celebrate as well. I know it doesn't start really until January, but we're going to hit it hard starting now. Stick with us. We'll fill you in now. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Justin Sofro. Today, it is Sunday, December 26th, 2021, and of course I have your latest rundown of all things Juventus, especially now that the Mercato is going to be heating up, especially starting in January. But before we do anything, make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. And then let's go ahead and get this out of the way as well. Follow us at all of our social media and stuff. It's in the graphic right here down below, as well as in our what's called description down below. If you want to follow me, I'm at Justin Sofro. At Bianconeri Zone is everything else. And of course, at Alejandro BZ and at Julian Genotti at Genotti151. Anyway, let's just go ahead and jump into it. What's the first news story we have for you today? We're talking Vlahovic, and that's the very first thing that Calcio Mercato has on the table for us. They say half of Europe wants Vlahovic, but Dusan has indicated that Juventus is as his preferred destination. The first important sign, Juve are in a strong position because of it, and will have to work well to get the acquired 70 million euros for sales. Anyway, of course, I think this is one of the more positive, coming up in, when it comes to Juventus and the Mercato. One of the things that I think a lot of people may be worried about is what moves could be made from Premier League clubs or whoever have you when it comes to Vlahovic during the winter, because if Juventus is let's be honest with Juventus' situation. They don't have a lot of work with when it comes to buying players right now, just because of the financial situation, but also because we need to get players out. Ramsey, Arthur, you have whatever else is going down the line. If you have to sacrifice a McKinney or whatsoever. As it stands right now, though, it's good that Vlahovic wants to stay because he wants to help Fiorentina finish and actually play in Europe next season. So it's an admirable goal for him to actually, see it out through for his club that he's currently at. But then also it helps us because it helps Juventus get their affairs in order before this summer to make it more likely that he can be a Juventus player in the future. As long as he demands, as long as he's demanding Juve, then he can actually hold the cards. Well, actually, I guess not he hold the cards. Juventus can hold the cards a bit more when it comes to Rocco Commisso and getting that deal done. So that's always good to hear going forward. But let's talk about some other striker names, just in case it doesn't go through with Vlahovic. Di Marzio is reporting, saying as far as the forward is concerned, Juve want an experienced striker for the next 6 months on a dry loan or with an option to buy. A profile like Milik or Mauro Icardi, but the conditions in which his respective clubs remain to be understood. He goes on to say also, if Juve decide to sacrifice Kulusevski, Arsenal and Everton are both interested currently. They could try to anticipate a purchase plan for next summer. In any case, Scamacca of Sassuolo is a very popular name. First off, when it comes to players that are coming in, and I'm back here, I was dealing with this all 2019, 2020 as well. We didn't have the channel. But I am a hard no when it comes to Milik. When it comes to an injured player, a former Napoli player, all that goes on with everything when it comes to Arkadiusz Milik, no thank you. No thank you, sir. I'm good. Did I get his first name wrong? I can't remember. But anyway, Milik, I'm just a hard no thanks. That's just my personal opinion. If you disagree with me, let me know. But Mauro Icardi, again, if it comes to a condition like that where you can get him on a loan or with an option to buy loan, then I'm good with bringing Icardi in January. That'll be the one thing we really keep an eye on. Though all the reports that I've seen so far seem to indicate that PSG are really not interested in letting him go in January at all right now. So we'll see. Maybe that'll change. But that's something to keep an eye on. And then, of course, when it comes to Kulusevski, it's unfortunate because I like Kulusevski. I really do think he's got potential. I think you can see the potential developing. But it may be one of those guys who has to end up taking the, he'll be on the outs for Juventus' future. Scamacca, I like Scamacca a lot last season. Here's the thing: what I think should have been done. Let's be careful here, but let's be honest. When it comes to Scamacca, I would have liked if Juve would have gotten him last January. You could have gotten him pretty cheap, and then I think he could have been a good option to be a solid number 9 there for Juventus. He would have been to me, I feel like he would have been a much better number 4 or not number 4, fourth tier striker for Juventus within the last season than really it was to bring in Kyle George. And Kyle George is fine. He's young, he's got a lot of time, and he's got potential to build on. Remember, he's Neymar Ronaldo 2.0. Anyway, but when it comes to this overall, what I'm looking forward is to seeing Scamacca. I think could have been that guy. We're seeing him starting to develop, and now he could be a second option in case Vlahovic doesn't come in. If Vlahovic is not able to be done, I guess, for lack of a better term right now, I'd be okay with the name of Scamacca, though it would definitely be a large tier step down. All right, DiMarzio is talking about the midfield situation, saying as far as the midfield is concerned, where apart from the possible departure of Archer, work is being done to reach an agreement for the termination of Ramsey's contract. Ready-made profiles are being studied to come in. Yeah, we know. Okay. I mean, there's nothing I can really say, guys. I'm not going to go on and try to tap dance over this news. We know Ramsey, we're trying to get rid of him, and we know there's names that they're trying to bring in. Let's move on. All right, Muriel. Sports Italia is talking about Muriel, saying attacking help coming from Atalanta. Despite Atalanta's desire to keep the player, Muriel would like to play in a team that can guarantee him the necessary minutes. He's being way overutilized as a reserve role for a long time now. If Atalanta would be open to the transfer, Juventus are ready to go for him, with the asking price being 20 million euros. Interesting name. He definitely's got a lot of potential. I'd be open to it. That's my one real statement when it comes to this, is just that I'd be open to the idea of him. It's kind of a new one for me, even the possibility of him coming open. So we'll see where that flows and how that goes. I'm not really thinking that this is going to happen, but it's something just of interest, just in case. All right, let's move it on, though. Then we got to talk about our boy De Ligt. Okay, Calcio Mercato is out here, and they're putting out some really good, important facts, because there's some ridiculous statements being made by Barca fans. Juve's idea is to build the defense of the future around De Ligt, who is considered untouchable by the club. They ain't selling him. This is why the club did not like the words of his agent, who hinted at a future away from Juve. As in, when I say they ain't selling him, what I mean is Juventus is not choosing to sell him. They're not putting him on the market. They don't want to do this. And it's yet to be seen, I have not seen De Ligt do this, but if De Ligt comes out and demands a transfer, then they'll have to go about it. But right now, Juventus are using him as the key, one of the key pieces of their project moving forward, especially for the defense. De Ligt's release clause, and this is why I'm laughing at it, summer 2022 is 125 million euros. Summer 2023, 140 million euros. So yeah, basically, and then also I think the reports are that Barca thinks that they can get him for 45 million, which is just laughable. You think about the players that Juventus have sold and bought, and they think that they're going to get him for 45 million euros. It's preposterous. All right, let's move on. Tutto Juve has a report saying that Juventus are also interested in the profile of Davide Frattesi. The ex-Roma and Empoli player is making a name for himself at Sassuolo and has become a target for Inter. But also for Juventus, who are looking for young Italian players. The price would be around 30 million euros. As you know, of course, I'm Italian chill, all that good stuff. I'm obviously open to bringing him in, especially bringing him in if you can get him affordable price range or some kind of deal worked in the midfield, though I really think Juventus needs a big profile midfielder. As much as I love the Italian players, unless you can get a big time Italian, midfielder, anyway, I'm not even going to go. I was going to go down a line that was unnecessary. But anyway, unless you can get one of those guys, you need to figure out somebody who's a big profile for the midfield. Even if obviously we bring up the Pogba name and how, maybe ludicrous some of that may sound. But if you can get a guy like that, it would do wonders for Juventus's midfield profile. And they really need to work on that right now. Moving on, we got to talk about this, man. Gazzetta dello Sport saying that Juventus will have to watch out for Borussia Dortmund if they want to sign Zakaria. Without, however, forgetting the various Premier League clubs that would be on the track of the midfielder. As we know, it's been pretty obvious and pretty clear with the situation with Tchouaméni and how quickly that basically got shut down. Juventus had Tchouaméni as an option, and that was really last summer. If they could have gotten it done, they would be in good position. Unfortunately, now there's just so much competition Premier League, PSG, all these names are out there. They're going to swallow up and get Tchouaméni. Now Zakaria could be the next name that could really fall down, and hopefully Juventus maybe won't miss out on a guy like this. But we'll see how it really plays out there. Excuse me, out there. And then finally, okay, let's get through this nonsense. Rugani's agent was speaking with Calcio Mercato, and he had some comments to make. He said, the club and the coach. I'm sorry, I know when it comes in at the end, it's bothered me. All right. The club and the coach are counting on Daniele. When he's been called up, he's always performed well in line with the performances of the other defenders, which has always been very high. Incorrect. But maybe if you mean for this season, the 2 times he's played, sure, I'll give you a pass. He goes on to say, the most important thing is the attachment to the shirt. As recently exposed by the Juventus managers, at Juve, they care a lot about players who have always been attached to the club and who have made sacrifices even playing less. Okay, is this where we stand as Juventus fans? Is this where we are right now, where we're just giving people passes, we're just giving them, extending them, we're just keeping players that just because they love Juventus? And as much as I value that and I appreciate that players love the club, I love the club. They ain't signing me to a deal. They're not going to see my fat ass run out there and try to run up and down the field just because I love the club. So let's get that out of the way. That, to me, that shouldn't be the most important thing. Yes, there are some players who who came in and really didn't. You could tell they don't love the club. They don't enjoy it. They look pissed off to even be there. Yeah, there are those players that have issues there. But if you don't really bring anything on the field, no offense, Rugani, and I don't understand the rumors when it comes to Maurizio Sarri and his interest in Rugani, because he's out there at Lazio. 2 years ago, when he was at Juventus, Rugani was the worst player each and every time he was out there. Every single time he gave up a goal. And I don't understand. Literally a defensive liability. Though, I'll give Allegri credit, and I guess I'll give him a little bit of credit too. The couple times he has played for Allegri this season, he's looked serviceable. I'll give him that. He has looked serviceable, and he wasn't as bad as I expected it to be. So we'll see. But as it stands right now, I know and I understand the center back position is a light one right now. When it comes to Juventus, they have a room that isn't full with all the players that they need to use in the future. But as it stands right now, I can't see him. I would hope Juventus' standards are a little bit higher and that we can get a better player than Rugani moving on in the future. That's just how I stand. I want to say that as nice as possible. I just don't think he's up to par for what Juventus needs long-term in that position. Anyway, guys, that's all the news I have for you today. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, as always. Make sure you please hit that like button, smash that subscribe button if you liked what you heard and saw here. And when I say that, I mean the way that we give it to you, not just the news may not all be good, that you like the news. Anyway, we appreciate it as always. Make sure you definitely go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon to stay updated for all of our latest videos. We'll see you next time. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri.